Good evening, cocksucker. I'm bringing you Call of Cthulhu, the review. Now, I admit, when I saw this, I thought, what is this? Special Ed Call of Duty? But no, this is the first horror game, or survival, whatever you want to call it. Survival horror game.
I can't shut this with my bare hands.
So yeah,
I need a tool.
let's get into it. For a 2018 PS4 title, these graphics are shit. The color scheme will give you a headache. The textures aren't that good. And for some reason, they felt the need to make everything washed out.
The room is never accessible after an operation.
Just because it's the 1920s doesn't mean everything had a layer of shit on it. How do you make Unreal Engine look this bad? When Arkham Knight came out 3 years before, tell me. I'd love to know. My second point. The frame rate's a bit fucky. Something feels off here. Am I blinking really fast when I'm looking around? Why is it this choppy on a PS4? See for yourself. I'm not bullshitting you here. I'm telling you how it is. Look. Number 3. The lip sync is horrendous. And it's not just horrendous. It's awful. It's straight up shit. Just watch.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
That's the first fucking cutscene, and that's the best you could do? That's the worst lip sync I've ever seen. That's worse than some PS2 games. You have to be fucking with me. There's no way someone looked at that and said, oh, that's good. Let's have that for the first cutscene. That's gotta be a fucking error, a mistake. How did that go under the radar? No one thought, let's brush up on the lip syncing. He's just opening up his mouth. Captain Fitzroy, it's good to meet you. What? Fuck off. That is the worst shit I've ever seen. Whoever was in charge of the lip sync deserves a punch in the face and a kick in the balls.
It's temperamental.
You got paid to do that? What were you doing? Getting high? You didn't do any work. You did the bare fucking minimum.
It's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna.
But that's all on this.
It's not your fault.
Let's get to the next point.
Always have one.
Alright. The animations.
Follow me.
The animations aren't as good as they could be, and they aren't as good as they should be. Look at the way she's walking. Did you wipe your ass today? Because the way she's fucking walking looks like she hasn't wiped her ass. Wipe your ass and walk normally.
They do nothing to stop you?
What the fuck is it? Who moves like that? I've never seen anyone walk like that. Did they animate this themselves? Or did they mocap this? I'm actually curious. How did they manage to pull this off? And it's not just the walking. There's a bunch of other animations that just look terrible. You saw that cutscene. I don't need to elaborate any further because you saw the evidence for yourself. You've seen the evidence. Don't deny it. This doesn't look good.
He's with me.
Here, you want more evidence? Here you go. Watch this. Who the fuck stands like that? Who the fuck goes up the stairs like this? Watch. She doesn't even bend over when she's going up the stairs. Bend over. No one walks up the stairs upright. What is this?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
My next point is they recycle the living fuck out of these voice lines to the point where it breaks your immersion to nothing.
Put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
The cops, they can't understand. The cops, they can't understand.
Get us into trouble.
Put that thing back in the water, you shysters.
You're not sailors.
Put that thing back in the water, you shysters.
There's something.
Wait a minute, I'm not done. You're gonna hear so many lines used 10 times at least.
Drake talked about a particular... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Did they really need to add the same voice lines every time you pick up a book?
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about
Dude,
in his message.
I noticed this when I was playing the game. The first time, first playthrough. Imagine on a second or third playthrough. It gets old really fucking quick. Why the hell are so many lines reused? This pisses me off.
We've got nothing
Now to my 6th point. Copycat animations. Look at these two retards and how they're doing the exact same shit at the exact same time.
What's more frightening than
Dude,
Good question.
what the fuck is this?
It's just a misunderstanding.
It's just a misunderstanding?
Shut up.
Fuck yourself.
Let's
And
go.
let me take this
Where
point,
is this workshop?
copycat animations,
with you.
right into the next. Copycat models.
What's he
You will
doing
see
here?
those two fuckers' faces on the whalers, on the patients, on damn near everyone. Pedestrians, they're everywhere. They made like 4 models in this entire game and just switched the color of hair. Look at his face. That's the
His
exact
confusion
same
with
guy
the
I was just
physiological
at.
solution doesn't seem to work. He's undergoing a
You couldn't even
ventricular
give us
fibrillation.
a slight fucking difference.
Nurse?
Who thought it would be a
Deborah,
good idea to
come and help me,
recycle
please.
everything
His
in this
potassium
game?
level is too high.
The voice lines are recycled, the animations are recycled, the models are recycled.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
Whoever did this, whoever play tested this, did no one bring this up? Did no one bring this up? Because this is a huge fucking issue. It's hard to get immersed into the
He broke his
setting
back in an accident
when the
down by
presentation
docks.
is so bad and recycled, reused.
Station.
Give us new
What's wrong with me?
What are
things.
you talking
All right?
Ah,
This is the third
Doctor,
time
is that you?
we've seen this exact same
It's Mr.
model
Colden. Tell me what
on the same
It's the
level.
old whaling station. See?
God damn.
the one that hides the smuggling business.
I don't
Oh,
know what
no,
to
not
say
them.
anymore. Let's go to
They
the
don't
next
go on
point.
that side of the island.
The clutter. there's a bunch of clutter that just doesn't even look good. It's there just to be there. And I think that's part of the reason the frame rate is so bad, is because they have so much shit lying around that adds nothing, just gets in the way. I can't go too much into this point. What more can I say? What am I going to bitch about clutter for 30 minutes? There's a lot of clutter. Fucking clean it up. It might fix the frame rate.
This ratchet device seems to be.
I'm going to move right into the next one. Our protagonist, Edward Pierce. He's a cliche alcoholic detective.
In the bar is true. This bone is a real
I get you don't really need to have an in-depth protagonist because this is like an RPG kind of based off the tabletop RPG called Cthulhu. I've never played it. I don't know shit about it. But I just gotta say, he's cliche as hell. That's as generic as it comes, dude. That they've been doing this shit since the 1940s.
To lift the grating.
You could have given us some nuance or something. Make him a morphine addict or something. Why a fucking drinker? Why not a sleeping pill, dude? Why? Cliche characters do get on my nerves. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but it is damn generic. Generic! My second to last point is the run speed. Our protagonist, the war hero,
Will be perfect.
the ace detective, Edward Pierce. This guy runs about 1 mile an hour. He's the slowest fucker ever. The run speed is slightly faster than this walk. Why the fuck is this guy so slow when his life depends on it? Dude, run fast. Move your ass. Why are you moving so slow? You'll be getting chased by a monster or some cultist, and this guy's moving slow as fucking shit. Listen, I get it's a horror game and it's supposed to have some tension and fear, but no one moves that slow. No one. This guy moves slower than the soldiers in Verdun. That's all on that. Let's get into the final point. My final point is very specific, but it is this glitch when you get caught during a chase scene. And I'm going to show you this 3 different times to show you it ain't just a one-off thing. It happens all the time. And you can see the run speed. 2 birds, 1 stone.
This way. Hey! I'll go take a look. Hey! This way. Hey! You won't get far.
I'll let that speak for itself. That really does a lot for the game. Really helps it, doesn't it? But that's all for the negatives. I know you love to hear me rant, but it can't go on forever. Let's get into the positives. Let's see what Call of Cthulhu does well. And there's a lot of things this game does well. So stay tuned. First things first, the story is intriguing. You're a detective, Edward Pierce, who's operating out of Boston. You're hired to solve a murder by this guy. His daughter was killed in a house fire along with her son and her husband. And you have to take a voyage to this island
Hey,
and
Mitchell.
figure out
I
what
take it you're our
happened.
new friend. I owe you.
The story's good because it doesn't dump too much shit on you at once. It lets it be simple and it unravels as the plot goes on. As the plot unfolds, yeah. As it goes on, they give you more shit to work with. But at first, it's very simple, very straightforward, and it allows you to enjoy what the fuck's happening, not dumping all the mythos and bullshit on you to confuse you. It's great story. The story's good. This brings me to my second positive. Call of Cthulhu is dripping with
Bradley was
atmosphere.
This place is much older than I imagined.
The vibe in this game, it's like no other. There's no other game like this. No other game has this sort of vibe. Maybe Outlast, but Outlast is way different. Outlast is more science. This is more, the other shit. But the good thing about this is it doesn't always keep you in the shit where you're just dealing with one thing after the other after the other. It gives you time to breathe
Fresh.
and take it all in, which is a huge bonus. Another thing I appreciate about this game is every item you have, you always hold it in your hand. Kind of like Far Cry 2, where it keeps you in the thing. It's not like you're going in the menu to look at shit and inspect it. You got it in your hand and you can look at it. This keeps you in the experience 100% of the time. Nothing ruins a game more than having to navigate through menus, especially confusing menus, to figure out what to do. I want to play the game, not look through fucking menus. The next positive I got is Call of Cthulhu has a unique setting and concept.
Well, here we are. Hawkins Mansion.
One of the best things about Call of Cthulhu is the semi-open levels.
So, Doctor, have
It's
you been
not
able
too
to examine
linear
our mother?
where you feel like you're trapped. Kind of like Outlast where
I have good news.
they're kind of
The
guiding
blood
you
analysis is reassuring.
along the path. This game lets you figure shit out for
Are
yourself
you talking about the same person?
and lets you explore a bit,
miraculous.
see
She's still
how
recovering,
the
but
town
you may
is,
speak to
how
her about her
the
awakening.
Oh, thank
you
you.
know, how
so
everything
much,
is.
Doctor. We'll wait for
Huge
her to wake
plus.
up.
No
We've been here
hand-holding,
since
no
this morning,
bullshit.
So it won't make a difference.
You can't hate it. You can't. This also helps the game because it feels like you have some free will to do what you want. Not like Outlast, where you
Patients and hospital
can't really pick
personnel
where you're
eat
gonna
the same
go.
food.
It's you have to go through this door, go through this vent, and do this. This game will let you pick. Another plus in our experience here is light RPG elements with effects to the story and your dialogue. You get a menu where you get to upgrade your investigation or your strength or your charm, all sorts of shit. And it'll affect your dialogue options, kind of like New Vegas or something like that. And you also get a sanity meter where if you see too much fucked up shit, people will think you're insane and they won't trust your testimony when you solve the case. So you have to make sure not to witness too much shit or you'll go mad, which is something I've never seen before. And more games should be doing this. The good thing about the dialogue is it isn't like Elder Scrolls,
You saw
where if you
what
fail a
happened. He's the
speech check,
troublemaker.
they're still going to
Well,
give
you're a
you
true
something that's
man.
extremely
The real
useful to you.
princess.
If
You strut
you
around
fail
with
a
your
speech check in
la-di-da ways,
this,
and then, as soon as the
they pretty
person's
much tell you to
after
fuck
you
off
start
and figure it
squealing.
out for yourself,
You don't have what it takes to
which
make love,
makes
Rookie. You've
the
got to earn
experience
it.
that
I'm here
much
for
better.
information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then.
And also,
I reserve the right to answer
the
or
shit
not.
you say to certain people will affect how other people react to you. Like with this guy
I
right
know where
here.
this place is.
If you
Warehouse
fuck up the
36,
patron at the
Darkwater
bar,
Harbor.
he'll
The
refuse to
Hawkins
serve you.
warehouse. I see, yeah.
And
If I were
on
you, I
the
wouldn't hang around
docks,
there.
Why not?
if you help these
First
bootleggers,
off, there are rumors.
or
Sailors
no,
from
if you
around
help the
here say you can
whalers,
hear
the
noises
bootleggers will
coming from the
refuse
warehouse
to
at
help
night.
you.
Screams, that sort
But
of
if
thing.
you don't help them,
Screams.
they'll help you,
And that's not all.
which
There's
is
the
great
faded
for
zoners
multiple
and all the
playthroughs to
superstitions
try
that go
different
with it.
sides and see
But I'll
how
say no
things
more.
go.
Anything else?
One thing that's always good in a video game is when they have a bio screen, like Arkham City, so you can keep track of who you meet. In other RPGs, you kind of have to remember, and after a certain amount of time, you forget who you've already met before, and they'll say shit like, "Oh, do you remember when you did this?" No, I don't. But when games have a bio screen, it's you can remember where you saw that person, their backstory, their age, their name, everything about them, which is always welcome for me. Bio screen is like fucking god tier shit. Only good games have bio screens. A bio screen also lets you catch up if you take a break during your playthrough and play something else. When you come back, you can always go read through the shit, read through everything, and make sure you're caught up with the story so you're not lost, which always helps. And if you're lost at the beginning, you can always go in the menu and read up on the stuff. The best thing about this game is the investigation scenes.
Bradley? Is that you?
These investigation scenes remind me a lot of Batman Arkham Origins, with the way they replay the events so you can see what happens.
The boys' room.
I'll let you take a look for yourself.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world? Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family? What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
What helps to keep me invested in the story is the lore is interesting, and there's lots of items to interact with and read.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
Things like this help to build the world that we're experiencing this story in, and also makes it feel like there was some effort and love shown into the experience here.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
The next positive is there's an ass load of cutscenes. I've shown a couple, so I won't spoil any more.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Bill's there.
Darkwater.
Another thing I like about Call of Cthulhu is the stealth segments. The stealth segments are tense as fuck. Part of it is because you do run slow as fuck, and you know if you get caught, you are fucked. But I do enjoy these. You have to sneak around, peek around corners. Me, I was running here or standing up, walking, because the crouch was taking kind of slow. And I think I'm pretty good at evading detection. So take that how you will. During these segments, you're going to have to navigate through a labyrinth and gather these items. And sometimes you'll have to figure out a way to get the item. Like there'll be a bottle of pills in a safe. And you'll find the safe, and then you'll need a code. You have to go find the code, and then get the pills, and then bring the pills to someone. It makes it very tense when you're like, oh shit, I gotta do this, I enjoy it very much. Now to the next.
Charles Hawkins' desk.
Strange.
The puzzles.
No ship has left Darkwater.
And not just the
for years.
puzzles,
Maybe
but
he kept them for sentimental
there's
reasons.
multiple ways to solve the puzzles.
This
If you lack
puzzle
the
seems to have
intellect
been part of
to
some
complete a
mechanism.
puzzle, you can just say fuck it and figure out another way to get past the puzzle without doing all the legwork of thinking. Which is what I did on my first playthrough. That shit is way too hard for me to
Doesn't work.
figure out.
I must have missed something.
This adds another layer to
It must be
replayability
linked
as
to the
well.
opening mechanism.
I gotta say,
Secret
well
passage.
done.
I must
Not
find a
many
way to
games
pick
do
that
this. They'll
paper.
force you to do a puzzle. And if you don't know how to do it, you're just gonna cheat, go online and
This,
look up
I should
a
be able to
guide,
force the
which kind of
keys.
ruins the experience. My second to last positive is this game has a genuinely scary atmosphere and some genuinely scary moments. During the hospital, it gets so scary where you don't even want to move. Like, I don't know about you, dude, but I'm fucking terrified of hospitals. I don't like hospitals one bit. And during this section in the art gallery, you might actually shit your pants. I didn't want to keep on playing the game because I kept getting scared by the same shit over and over again. Even when I knew it was coming, it kept scaring me. That makes this game fucking amazing, dude. I had to keep going with it. It's totally worth it. When that happened to me, when I was playing this, my heart skipped a beat. I was rushing through the shit trying to get to the end, and that left a little bit of dookie stains in my underwear, alright? That was actually a good jump scare. They're not that often in the game. But when they do happen, you ain't expecting it. I can promise you that.
Hey! You can't leave us!
Sorry, old friend, but it's either you or me.
No!
My final point is this game has 4 endings. 4 endings, 4 playthroughs. Bare minimum. Which that adds a gigantic replay value to this game. I did 1 playthrough. I'm going to do my second soon. And then I might do a third or a fourth. Depends on how my second goes. But I enjoyed my first playthrough a shit ton. 4 endings, that's good. Most games only have 2. Red Dead RDR2 has 4 endings. New Vegas has 4 endings. Not many games have 4.
The beast is within our
Most
reach.
games have 2 or 1. But that's all for the positives.
Let's go.
You know what's
Come
next.
with me!
In conclusion, this is a damn good game with some setbacks in the graphics, animations, a few bugs, and a horrendous run speed. But this game does succeed in the story, lore, atmosphere, setting, characters, tension, gameplay, choices, and endings. The positives do outweigh the negatives, and I will be giving this game a second playthrough, as well as an attempt to acquire the Platinum Trophy. I thought this game would suck when I saw it on the PlayStation Store because I've never heard of it. But it did impress me a lot. I do wish the graphics and animations were better, but it did not interfere with my immersion. And for that, this game
Was he like
gets
the
an 8
others?
out of 10. Call of Cthulhu is like a mashup of Fallout meets Batman Arkham meets Outlast, with a whole different vibe.
What happened
There's
here?
nothing else like
What
this
happened
game.
here?
And what they did good, they did really fucking good. But that's all for today. So, bye bye, cocksucker. See you next time.